Yeah, I fuck with it.
It's a Sheen drop, bro.
Sheen.
Yeah, bro.
How much was it?
Bro, it was like $8.
Damn.
All right, Josh, try to stay in camera because I knew when I was going to be editing this. No, don't. I mean, you could. No, it's all right. You could do that. I don't want to make it seem like we're not friends, but just try to stay.
All right, just,
This is strictly professional, even though we have 3
Why do you get your toes out?
The dogs?
Yeah, why do you get the dogs out?
I don't know. They're out, dude.
Oh,
Bro, that's how he feels, bro. That's how
Who's
he
got
feels.
dogs out on the...
That's how he's
You gotta
feeling.
expose that to the world. All right, we gotta talk about.
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. We're recording for like 35 seconds now.
Oh my God, bro.
Relax. It's getting too
All right, bro,
excited.
let's get into
You're
it.
moving around too much. So now you have like the camera. You can see in post. It was a nightmare to keep you on frame.
Oh.
I'm just letting you know. It was like
All right, bro.
I had to do
sorry.
the.
I literally bounce around when
You're
I
excited.
talk, bro.
Since I introduced it last time, you want to introduce the topic this time?
Okay, even though you brought the topic to me.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a different thing on camera when you want to introduce the topic. I
No,
introduced it
no,
last
you're
time.
right. I'm just fucking with you. Just
Okay,
because we're on
gotcha.
camera. Okay,
Take
so
everything too
basically, right? So,
I took it way too literally. I was like, no, hold on. I need to defend I need to defend myself.
he was ready to debate, bro. He was
Wait a
ready.
second. Yeah.
Okay, so as the world knows, right? Jonah Hill being accused of being misogynistic and controlling,
And using therapist speak
yes,
to control his shorty.
I don't remember the girl's name, but she was exposing him.
She's a pro surfer.
Yeah,
Pro surfer. Which
surfer.
I think has some bearing on the story. But
Yes,
you
yes,
keep
it does.
setting
It
up.
does, it does, it does. So yes, the pro surfer girl, do not know her name, but apparently they met.
Shout out to the god.
Shout out to
That's got to be. I'm gonna just say that if people know.
Jonah Hill apparently slid her DMs. You know, I don't know when they had first met, but I saw a post of him responding to a surf video that she did and sliding in her DMs and she responding and then him saying, "Yo, we should connect."
Right.
And then going from there, I'm guessing. She shared a bunch of things on Instagram, a bunch of different texts and communications between them. That looks like Jonah Hill was stating, at least to me in my take,
A boundary that he had.
Stating not just a boundaries, very
List of boundaries.
very specific boundaries, right? Up until a couple of days ago, I had a specific take on it. My take, was that I felt that Jonah Hill was being insecure about some of the boundaries that he was stating.
I'm glad you saw the multifaceted part of this whole drama too, because two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? Jonah Hill, I don't think overstepped or is being too controlling, but I do also feel like there is a little bit of an aspect. I'll let you get into what you were saying in a second, my fault, but I think there is an aspect to it where it's like, yeah, this guy is insecure, because I took a look at the pictures and I'll put them up on screen here. Didn't really look too provocative. It literally is her surfing, right? It's one of the most modest bathing suits of all time. It's a one piece. So the opposite of sexy.
I didn't even look at her Instagram, so the fact that she's wearing one pieces.
And she's an attractive woman, but I'm saying that bathing suit was not designed to be sexy or appealing. It was designed for her to surf with. So it's kind of like, I could see where the public is coming from, where it's like, this guy just kind of looks insecure. And there's also some of the stuff that came out after the fact where he was kind of sexting her and then pulling it back, and then he speaks in a way that I felt was very manufactured almost. So I don't think that Jonah Hill looks totally good in this, but my apologies. Go ahead.
Basically, we're kind of in the same ballpark, because what you were going to say is similar to what I was going to say. I feel that Jonah Hill is, like I said, at first I just was firmly in the insecure aspect of it, like he's being very immature and insecure in some of the boundaries that he was stating. Like, for example, one of them was, no bathing suits, no provocative like videos or anything. Like, my thing with that is, when you met,
Yeah.
she was a surfer.
Yeah, and
Right?
And she was wearing a bathing suit in the picture that you split up on.
Right. All of that to say is, now because you guys are dating, you're trying to get in the way of her making money. And I get it. It's like a boundary thing, but like at some point, it's kind of like
The conversation we should be having is, why does he have those boundaries?
that was the other thing I was gonna get into.
Not is he controlling, not is he manipulative, not is he narcissistic. I think it's, why on earth did he walk into this relationship and say, hey, one of the main functions, because basically what he's saying is, you can't ever go swimming and film it. You can't do anything around water and take a picture or a video at
You
all.
literally cannot do your job anymore.
You're wearing a bathing suit, don't go anywhere near a camera.
Just don't even try, right?
Don't even send it to your mom. So there needs to be, I think, that conversation had. right? Like what? And we don't know. That's the other thing. And I saw Abba and Preach cover this. It's like we really don't know the full story here. We're probably never going to know the full story. All we've seen are really just texts.
Yep.
So we don't know if something bad happened to him in the past, where he got cheated on, maybe by another surfer.
We don't know if she is potentially somebody, because he said something like you know, no unprofessional relationships with people that you surf with or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
which is kind of crazy. I mean, if you want to have that, that could be considered a little bit controlling.
No, but like at the same time, if you are in a relationship with somebody, then all your relationships with other people should just be professional or just friendly. They shouldn't. They shouldn't go beyond that.
But you should also. I feel like you should give your partner the benefit of the doubt.
No.
If you're secure, which makes me think. Yeah. No. I know we're saying the same thing.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just stating that, like, back to your point.
Yeah.
What do we not know? Because it's either he's saying that and he's being like
massively insecure,
or he has a reason to say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they've experienced some things and maybe she wasn't fully.
She surfed with someone after hours.
You know what I mean? Some stuff like that. We don't know. We don't know all those details.
She hit the surf farm after hours when they turned the lights on in the pool.
she was surfing that jacuzzi wave, bro. You know?
The jacuzzi? The jacuzzi?
Oh.
The jacuzzi.
The jacuzzi wave.
Alright, the surfing in a jacuzzi is wild.
Yeah, bro.
How do you even do bro.
Listen, bro.
You just lay down the surf.
Yeah. Bro. When you.
Doug is okay. He's doing the motion right here. I'm crying because I'm picturing like
tiny surfboard.
Yeah, the tiny surfboard, just not even in the water of the jacuzzi, just on top of the jacuzzi.
But what if?
And everyone else sitting there is like,
what
the
if,
fuck is
what
this guy
if,
doing?
What if she's not surfing with a board in a jacuzzi, but she's surfing another man in a jacuzzi?
You mean she's riding him?
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade. She having sex in a jacuzzi with another man?
Yo, bro, maybe.
I think that's cheap.
But maybe she's surfing.
That's whack. That's what you call sex.
But like,
Surfing with another person.
listen, bro. I was trying to be.
You come to I know.
I'm trying to be family friendly and kind of just. I don't know.
Are we want to be a family friendly channel? You would be the This guy's gonna have a family channel when he grows up. He's definitely having a family channel.
I'm gonna show it to my kids, bro, when I'm older, bro.
You gotta show it to them. Don't show them this video.
Don't show them this video.
They're like, why does
Look at
surfing?
it. Yo, how do you surf in a jacuzzi?
With a lady.
Yeah. How do you? I'm like,
You'll figure it out.
where?
Anyways, yeah. So we don't. The point is, we don't know. We really don't know.
No, not at all.
What's going on here? To act like we have all the information. I love everyone's literally just all the. And I know Abba said this, or was it? No, it was Abba. He's like all the Tic Tac detectives just. Boom! Right there.
Yeah. And then everybody, all TikTok, everybody who's a professional in TikTok, right? The professionals. You got the people who just watch everybody's relationship. Then you got the psychologists and everything. Everyone therapists
piling on, dog piling. Entertainment Tonight had a
everybody's having fun with this
field day with it.
You know. And hey, listen, I don't know. I think it's. Because she aired it out, so it's very easy to just kind of look at one side of the story and just be like, yes, this is the case and this is what it is, right?
This all came out after he had just announced him and his current wife are having a child. I don't know if you knew that part.
I did not know that part.
So that's genius timing.
So you know what? What if I tell you this? I saw something about...
He said, let me bring this to the equation. The plot thickens.
I'm trying to remember where this girl was from. She was from a show that we all know. I just can't remember the name of it.
Pearl?
No. I happened to see this on Instagram before coming over here today. This another girl from a TV show, right? Apparently she had met Jonah Hill at a party, and according to her story, she said that he said he jerked off to her? No. But she said that he like sexually assaulted her or something like that. She asked him for a cigarette, and he was like, "Yo, I got some in my car." Went to the car to get it. They're walking back, and then right as they get to the house, he like kind of pushes her against the wall, hand up on the wall next to her, is trying to like get on her or something, and she pushes him out the way to run inside.
Could very well be true.
That could very well be true. That could also.
I'm also. I don't want to seem like we're just bashing women by saying we don't know both sides. It could go both ways. We really don't know the reality of the situation.
Exactly.
Realistically, everything that we've heard about Jonah Hill could be true. He could be a manipulator. He could be this guy that's. Because I don't know if you saw the text after the fact, and if not, I can cut to it in post. He does use this speech in where it's like, "I'm sorry if," because apparently they kept in contact after they split, and he texted her to tell her that he had moved on, which I found to be a little bit weird. I found that to be a little bit strange, But he kind of uses the speech as like, I'm sorry if I made you feel a certain type of way. You know, I've also had this break in my trust, da 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 da. And the fact that you'd accuse me of this has left me traumatized. I did get the sense that this guy, at the very least, might be a little bit slimy, manipulative. I mean, I don't want to speak on this. This is just my honest thoughts. Seeing the text,
I didn't even see that text.
The text, I'll take him in a second, but it seems like, and the texts are the only really thing that we have to go off of in this situation as kind of legal tender or as a first-person source. It does seem like, and I'll show you the text in a second. It does kind of seem like he's playing the not the blame game, but kind of like saying something and then being like, well, hey, I'm the victim here.
I feel like there's just you can't say too much on a situation if you don't have all the pieces, right? Because again, how we started this off, when we first started, before we even ready to do the video, I was firmly on the woman's side from what I was seeing, because I was like, yeah, this guy's being insecure, you know. And as a matter of fact, before we switch topics, there was I don't know if it was one of the posts that you sent me or one of the ones that I sent you, but I remember I looked at one of the posts, right, and I was reading it. I was like shocked, right? I was shocked to see how many people in the comments, it wasn't that they were necessarily agreeing with like Jonah. That wasn't just the case, right?
Right.
It was how they were agreeing with Jonah, right? So you have a lot of people like, common Jonah Hill W, stuff like that.
All the 14-year-olds. Bro's got like, W Riz.
W Riz, bro. He's really handling business right now with his girl. She doesn't like it, right? She's a hoe. She's for the streets. Stuff like that. Then I had somebody who I kind of more agreed with, upon the initial read, where he basically said some stuff like, I can't believe that there's so many people in these comments who agree with Jonah and don't see how insecure he's being, right? And made some points as to all of that, and then people respond to that comment was like, "Yo, bro, this guy gets no hoes, bro. This guy is just ridiculous, man. Like, what are you talking about?"
Classic, just like, dude, who cares if he gets hoes or not?
But you see what I'm saying? And then
cares?
my favorite one was this guy. He came in and he goes, "Come on, bro. Like, she's clearly for the streets. Like, she's over here. Hold on. You gotta hear his reasoning. I promise you, it's fantastic." She's clearly for the streets, bro. She's over here not abiding by the rules that Jonah is setting for her. She doesn't even have to work anymore. She's still choosing to have a life, have a job. Like, you don't need to do that. You're literally dating a superstar.
That's dumb guy shit, dude.
You're literally dating a superstar, and you can't even respect the fact that he's giving you rules. Like, get out. Like,
I just like the smallest argument you could whittle it down to.
You think that that's not a real comment, but I promise you that was a real comment.
I could definitely see that.
Like, bro.
He's like, bro's definitely better off now that he's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, bro.
So I got the text here if we want to. So they're going back and forth about him sexting her 2 months ago when he was already in a relationship. He's like, and to be crystal clear, I have not flirted or sexted with you in any way, shape, or form in months. And then went to say goodbye to you as a form of courtesy, blah, 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 blah. She shows him when, he sexted her. Whatever helps you get through the day, gotta focus on mine now, adios way. New side of you, Sarah, I care about you and will always be your friend as I have been. Yes, we sexted 2 months ago. It's all stuff like that. I can see if I can find more of this. It does give me the vibe that he is, dude, that's a lot of text. That's it's just constant and doesn't reflect where we're at or where you say you want to be. I respect your skill and your serving. I respect how you want to present yourself. I respect you're hot and beautiful. I respect however you want to live, but I also respect myself. Like, part of me, I've seen these texts before. I've seen these texts.
You've delivered those texts before?
No.
Oh.
I'll just be very straight up and honest, but that kind of feels like he feels a certain type of way, but he's trying to intellectualize sending her these things. I'll always love and respect you. You know that. I consider you a friend. This, that, the third. It's like, hey, I feel like you could lay it out in a much more simplistic and a little bit more of a genuine way. And maybe I'm tweeting. Let me know if I'm in the comments if I'm being silly.
I didn't read the text. I heard what you just said.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I've said those types of text messages, but to a certain extent I have, right? And and where I'm coming from with that is I've been in situations where like I've liked women and I've tried to see it through, and then certain things as we continued on in a relationship didn't line up with me fully, right? Maybe there was things that I noticed that she had going on that I didn't gel with. Maybe there was things that I couldn't completely come together with spiritually on one side, and that made me feel a little less comfortable in a relationship, and I had to leave. I had an issue where I didn't know how to respect my own boundaries. So like once I learned how to do that, then there was certain woman that I had to kind of distance myself from. Exactly. So I've sent typed messages like that.
But you're. I'm not saying that Jonah Hill is not a nice guy, and I will go back on what I said before. I have had the feeling when I'm sending texts to people that I'm upset with, where it's like, I have had the feeling where you want to kind of make yourself seem like the bigger person. To be like, I know this is going to piss them off if I come at them. I've always loved you. I've always respected you. But what you're doing makes me feel upset. I know I'm not tweaking. I feel like that's a tactic. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No, you're right. Because even if that was... Because I can never say that I've done something like that where I'll just be like, listen, like... Well, actually, yeah, no, I can't say that I've ever really done anything like that. Where it's like, listen, If it were me, I would say something more along the lines of like, listen, like I understand why you're upset. I understand why you're doing this. I don't agree with everything that you said. I feel like there's a disconnect there, and if you're willing, we could talk about it. But I understand why you're upset.
You know what it is? I think he was texting like a guy that knew that screenshots exist. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. And
I'm trying to figure out the best way to. That's kind of it gives me that vibe.
And that does make sense. That does. I mean, it's not even that. It's not even just the fact that screenshots exist. It's the fact that screenshot exists. He's a household name. You know what I mean? His reputation could get very much tarnished. Canceling is a very real thing in this day and age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very easy for people to get canceled. He could start
when they're in person or on FaceTime. He could easily be like, "Listen, bitch.
Oh yeah.
I don't want you fucking surfing with any guys now."
Unless he takes a live like photo thingy.
Then he's toast.
Then we
get the live photo of him mouthing out the word.
You know what I mean?
He does. I think there's not. And that's part of the reason why.
And you know what? That goes into kind of what we're talking about too. Because
that's what I'm saying. We don't know the full thing. Because literally any of these texts could be boom. He could be kind of changing his inflection, his tone, the way he says things, because he understands it over text. Like you said, he's a powerful dude. He's got all these things going for him. He might not want the public knowing something about this. And then also on the woman's side, we don't know the full story of what she's telling. So we only have scraps to go off of. And now that I'm thinking about it, because that's what I said earlier, texts, which are our primary source of information for this story, could easily be manipulated because of the new text chains. Well, I don't know if it would be around since then, but you could easily say things differently over text. I've had, if a girl is kind of being wishy-washy with me, what I want to say is, why are you doing this? I kind of want to be a little bit more, but I'll text her, hey, listen, I respect that you have your time. I respect that I have my time. Let's go our separate ways. But that doesn't mean that the feelings are still there. It doesn't mean that what I actually want to say or what I might say in person is a little bit different. That's kind of, we have to be very aware, I feel like, of how people understand how they'll be perceived. And that's what I just realized, is that these texts, the one bit of reliable narration or evidence we have could easily be, not faked, but rubbed. Listen, talk about the timing, that's weird too. That kind of adds a little fold into it. It's interesting that this comes out right after he has a child with his new wife. So, it's very hard to kind of gauge who's in the right, who's in the wrong here. And perhaps for channels like us and other commentary channels, it's not our, and I don't even want to say perhaps, it's definitely not our right or place to state who's right or wrong. The way we can just present the facts and bring up conclusions or theories.
Agree.
That's an episode for today?
Yeah, that's an episode for today, man.
All right, guys. Well, listen, blow us up. YouTube. We have the podcast coming out on Wednesday. That'll be before this, I think. Yeah. So that'll be we have another one coming out hopefully sometime soon. I don't think we're going to record one today. We don't have time. Or maybe we will in the car. We'll figure something out. But without further ado, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Let us know if you think we're wrong, and we will see you in the next one.
See you later, guys.